Yeah, I said, those of us been around a long time sit back and chuckle right now because I remember conversations in our office saying, God, if we could just get interest rates back down to 12%, we could sell houses again, and now here we are today.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I got 7%. Oh no, what do I do?
Yeah. And that's why I'd say to the clients out there, we're still below the 50-year average. So if you look at real estate, which always appreciates, there's never been a 10-year period in history where real estate hasn't appreciated. And so we have a conversation. Are you looking to try to make a quick lick? Are you trying to buy and then sell and time things and speculate? Or is this a house for your family that you're going to be in for 5, 10, 15, 20 years?
Yeah, and I think that, to speak to the market today, I think this is because I've seen this movie before, right? But here's kind of what's going on right now. When you do last year, 2021, when you do 6.1 million home sales, second highest year ever to 2005, we kind of created this false impression of, well, that's the way it is now. And then this year, we don't know exactly, but this year we'll probably end up as a country around probably 5.2, maybe somewhere in that range, million sales.
Yeah.
Well, when you drop 900,000 sales, that's like going over a cliff. But if you look at the previous 5-6 years, we were selling 5.2, 5.3, 5.4.
Yeah.
And we were thrilled. But when you couple that giant fall, and then you couple interest rates ratcheting up twice what they were a year ago, and then you throw into the mixture news media that takes it and run with the negativity.
Yeah.
All right. I did a training session a few months ago for my region and said the single most important thing in a market like we have today is to do everything you can to maintain confidence, because those factors will just destroy your confidence. It'll take the knees right up from under you. That, my gosh, what's happening? People are in shock, quite frankly, because even though, it's only 7%, it doubled in 12 months. And so that's such a rapid, increase of rates. People are kind of get scared. And then all the negativity, and then you throw in the final piece, an election year. When you've got an election year, I've seen this, I can't tell you how many times in 40 years, right? People get increasingly nervous the closer to an election we get. And
they want to wait and see what happens. Sorry about that.
Exactly right.
I know.
So here's the bottom line. The election's over in a couple of weeks. People will still be in a little bit of shock for another several weeks. Come January, February, we get back to life. Say, well, this is the way it is now. And that's what's going to happen next year.
Yeah, I believe so. And I tell the agents, because unfortunately, and I know you've seen this as well, some agents subscribe to all the frenzy. And I say, listen, no one wants to, when you're if you're running from a burning building, do you want to follow the person that's screaming on fire? No, you want the clients want us to lead. The clients are looking for us to be the rock. They don't want to ask you, hey, how's the market? I don't know. It's crazy, right? That doesn't, because really what that says to me is that then you're not educating yourself on the local market. And really, a USA Today Times or a Fox headline or a CNN headline doesn't matter. What really matters is, has anyone ever sat with you and explained to you what's happening in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
And that's all that people care about. What's happening on my street, in my community.
That's right. Here's my final thought. It's the number one thing I've learned in 46 years about this business. The higher your self-confidence goes, the higher your production goes. They are a mirror image of one another. So my message to real estate folks, brokers and owners and agents, anything you can do to build your self-confidence will get you through this in a way that you can't even imagine. So that's what you focus on. And a huge part of that is knowing the market, not hearing from it. You find out what the market is. You need to know that because it'll get you through this.
And the consumers will know. When they say, well, how much is my house worth? And you say, about.
Yeah.
But if you say, no, actually there were 17 homes that sold last month. There were 3 new homes that came on the market. The average sales price is X. Like when you know the numbers, the consumers will know that this person knows what they're doing versus this person is winging it.
I've said for years, what we do for a living is not really complicated. It's just hard work. It's hard work, but it's not that complex. but you got to know that information. If you don't, you're at the mercy of other people. So
Yeah, I love it.
good for you. Good for you for what you're doing for the industry.
Oh, well, thank you. And you've served us, like I said, I remember seeing you on stage, and then even years before that, buying your courses, buying your stuff. I mean, I have always been a fan, and like you said, when the market was hot, the fish jumping in the boat. But when you go back to fundamentals, never go out of style. Answer the phone when your phone rings. Make your prospecting calls.
Yeah.
If you tell someone you're going to do something, just do it.
We have a tendency in this industry to make it more complicated than it was ever intended on being.
Yeah, you're right. Let me go with the quote. I've got a quote of the day. Let me share. All right. This quote is from Eleanor Roosevelt. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. Eleanor Roosevelt. And I know for some people, I don't think this is a horror that we're in, but some people are acting like it is. This is just a vicissitude. This is a vicissitude. And we, just like you said, that the 6.1 million wasn't sustainable, the 2% interest rates weren't sustainable either. That's just, but everyone thinks that's the new norm. That if the consumers educate themselves and the agents, you guys, it's your job to educate your clients, educate your friends and family on what's happening, then lead by example, be the rock, be steady.
That is just like you are.
All right. Well, thanks. So now let me ask you, if you've got the Pacific West region, you're a regional owner as well. What if someone wanted to say, I'm a top producing agent, or I want to take that next step. I want to lead by example. I want to grow a business in your area on the West Coast, or if I'm just an agent and I want to find an office that's going to help me grow, how would we reach out to you?
Probably the best way is just my email address.
Okay.
It's rdeluca, DELUCA, rdeluca at exitrealty.com.
rdeluca at exitrealty.com.
And that'll come right to me.
Yeah. Shoot you an email. Say, hey, I'm thinking about opening an office, or I'm not sure whether I should open an office, but you would be the person, you would be able to have a conversation with me about that.
I will be personally who you deal with. That's right.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. You've always been, even when you're on the biggest stage, you're staying after, you're talking to folks, you're willing to share. I appreciate the time you've given us today.
It seems like, I know it sounds corny, but it seems to me like it's the least I could do for what this industry's done for me, given my background, to have the success I've had. It's the least I could do to try to help anybody in this industry. Sounds corny, but it's the truth.